Hello, one and all. Good evening. Welcome to Lemon Live at 5. We're so glad that you could be with us on this Friday. What a crazy week. And there are many, many more to come. So how are you? Where are you streaming from? Let us know. We're glad you're here. I got to be honest with you. It's been a rough week. The Dow Jones collapsed today, finishing more than 700 points down. ICE agents are kidnapping legal residents in broad daylight, and seemingly our national secrets are being sent to every foreign power on the planet via Signal group chats. It's all so dark you can only laugh or you can cry. And on this show, we choose to laugh. So thank you for joining us. And by the way, stand by. Dan, I see why it didn't go through. It didn't go through because the thing. Joining us now to talk about this, I'm talking to the producer, the technical guy who's in the studio. Joining us now to discuss Luenell, who only needs one name. Hi, Luenell. How are you?
Hi, Don. Hi, Lemonheads.
Surprise, surprise! It's Luenell. Luenell, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. And after I get finished with you, I'm going to go and slay 2 shows tonight at the Baltimore Comedy Factory.
You are? Do you talk about Luenell politics in your show, or you stay away from it?
No, just in the beginning, I have quite a little segment that is, in my opinion, quite entertaining, and to the opinion of my audiences, which are mostly like-minded people. It's very entertaining as well.
Okay, so let's get into this because I want to make sure that we get all of it in. So let's talk about our first sour lemon nominee of the week is none other than the Secretary of Defense of the United States, Pete Hegseth. Here he is denying Goldberg's and denying what happened, and here's Goldberg's response.
Talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
I don't expect you're going to respond to every aspect of that, but nobody was texting war plans. Again, you have extensive reporting. Anybody can read it. What is your reaction to that?
Look. I'm going to be responsible here and not disclose the things that I read and saw. I will describe them to you. The specific time of a future attack, specific targets, including human targets, meant to be killed in that attack, weapon systems, even weather reports, that the government is I don't know why Hegseth was sharing it with everybody. I mean, the precise detail and then a long section on sequencing. This is going to happen. Then that is going to happen. After that happens, this happens. Then that happens, and then we go and find out if it worked. I mean, he can say that it wasn't a war plan, but it was a minute-by-minute accounting of what was about to happen, organized by CENTCOM, Central Command, which is the military oversight group of the Middle East, the broader Middle East. This is their plan, and he was taking their plan and sharing it with a bunch of civilian leaders. It's interesting because as I'm reading it at 11:44 a.m. on Saturday morning, the 15th, seeing that the Houthis are not going to know about this for another couple hours.
And you know about it.
Well, and I know about it, and I'm thinking,
Don, you're muted.
Here's the thing. This was before he actually released that interview. It was before he released all of the text messages to prove to them that, hey, you're lying about what you're saying, and there was some sensitive information that was released, Luenell. So what do you think? Why do you think he should be the sour lemon of the week, if you think he should be?
Well, first of all, we've all mistakenly texted somebody, haven't we? Sent the wrong message to the wrong people.
But we're not the Secretary of Defense, Luenell.
I know. No, it's pretty scary and irresponsible. and definitely leaves a sour taste in my mouth. And to be shared, that's a little oversharing, and it's terrible. Yeah, he's definitely a sour lemon, and plus, just the whole situation is sour.
Okay.
Terrible.
Here's more evidence of why he should possibly be the sour lemon of the week. This is Caroline Levitt saying it wasn't classified because Hegseth declassified it. Here it is.
Very quickly, in the chat, Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, details F-18s, tomahawks, so some of the weapons that were used. He details the timing involved for this, all of which occurred 31 minutes before, as he says, F-18s would launch. The DoD manual details classified information as significant military plans, saying that is secret, that's classified. So what about, there are no methods, there are no sources, but that's not what determines what's classified. So what is it about what Pete Hegseth wrote that makes you say this is not classified?
Well, it's not just me saying that, Peter. It's the Secretary of Defense himself who is saying this as well. And he put out a very strong statement earlier today listing all of the things that were not included in that message that he sent to the group. And again,
okay, this is. Do you remember during when Donald Trump, when they said Donald Trump could declassify whatever he wanted to because he was the president of the United States?
Yes.
The same old excuse.
Yes. I think that old Pete needs to go to Las Vegas, get a suite, grab a couple of chicks, and relax because he's clearly hemmed up, and she should do the same.
Wait, what? She needs to grab a couple of chicks?
It's Vegas. and I bet they keep that classified, won't they?
That won't get out. Are you saying that they're a little uptight, this group?
Slightly, yeah.
Well, how uptight can they be? I mean, they're releasing, these text messages on this app. What do you think about this? You said, Luenell, we all have done that, but what do you think about this app and them sharing that information?
Clearly we have nothing that is sacred anymore, nothing that is private, and plus that is scary because all the step-by-step, weather reports and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. It's pretty frightening actually to, even when you play spades, you don't give away your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, we already know that Pete Hegseth is not qualified to be the defense secretary, and everybody has been telling him that forever and forever and forever. I mean, well, since he nominated him, but Donald Trump didn't listen because he likes Pete Hegseth. He thinks that he is good for recruitment in the Army because he's kind of a bro that the Army attracts or the military attracts. At least that's according to them. But he is a former Fox News weekend morning host. This is Tim Miller over at the Bulwark talking about how Hegseth is a pathetic TV host.
The thing that really jumps out at me at the text is just how try-hard Pete Hegseth is. And speaking of fake and like pretending to be a real Secretary of Defense man, it's really hard to imagine Jim Mattis being like, I'm on a chain with Scott Bessent and like the random like a person that Marco has appointed.
Joe Kent.
Yeah, Marco's political director is on here. And
Joe Kent.
Yeah, Joe Kent is on here.
Twice failed congressional candidate.
Aspiring white nationalist. So I'm going to send to that chain of 19 people, like very detailed plans about when we're going to bomb, at what time. You can't imagine him doing that because he's like, he wouldn't need to feel the need to get the approval of all these random fucking nobodies. Like this is the chain of somebody who knows that he's a TV host to me. And it's, and that is why the sensitive information was out there because he sent it.
Yeah. This is all like cosplay with him.
That was pretty harsh, but I think it's true. So
cosplay.
You think he's cosplaying a defense secretary? To me, he's like one of those bosses. I don't know if you've ever worked in corporate America, but one of those bosses who think they know a lot more than they know, and they're actually a terrible boss, but they have that sort of white dude confidence.
Yeah, the kind we can't stand. Yeah.
What you mean by that?
We can't stand people who think they know everything and they clearly just don't. He probably should go to Juilliard or some acting school and sharpen up his chops because this is pretty pathetic.
Yeah. All right, that is contestant number one. Contestant number two is our Director of National Intelligence. I can't believe I'm calling her the Director of National Intelligence. It's a bit frightening. And that is Tulsi Gabbard, the once Democrat turned Republican and the person who folks say in the streets and also reportedly they believe she is a Russian asset. Tulsi Gabbard in a Senate hearing lying about whatever. Here she is.
In the signal chain that we have been talking about, was there any mention of a target in Yemen?
I don't remember mention of specific targets.
Any generic target?
I believe there was discussion around targets in general.
Mr. Ratcliffe.
I think that's consistent with my recollection. Again, I don't have access to that.
Was there any mention, Ms. Gabbard, of a weapon or weapons system?
I don't recall specific weapons systems being named.
I'm not talking about specific, any weapon or weapon system.
I don't recall specific names of systems or weapons being used.
I couldn't be more bored. Literally. I almost fell asleep just now. I almost fell off the couch.
Why are you saying that?
And what's her name? Tulsa? Tulsa?
Tulsi.
Tesla?
Tulsi.
Well, I couldn't recall her name.
Her name. This reminds me of the Watergate hearings. You're not old enough to remember the Watergate.
Oh, yes, I do. They broke in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the janitors were creeping around. I remember a little bit about that, yes.
So what do you think?
Well, the whole process, I think that a lot of times we go through these processes to make us feel like we have something to do with it, to make us feel like we're really in on the discussion. But all this is pre-planned. It's all a gimmick. And, just as a Black person, we don't care because there's nothing they can do to us that haven't been done to us already for 1,000,000 years anyway. So this is just a chess game they're playing. It's whack, in the words of Whitney Houston.
Crack is whack. Tulsi Gabbard being called out for lying in a House hearing. Here it is.
My answer yesterday was based on my recollection or the lack thereof on the details that were posted there. I was not, and what was shared today reflects the fact that I was not directly involved with that part of the signal chat and replied at the end reflecting the effects, the very brief effects that the National Security Advisor had shared.
So it's your testimony that less than 2 weeks ago, you were on a signal chat that had all of this information about F-18s and MQ-9 Reapers and targets on strike, and you in that 2-week period simply forgot that that was there. That's your testimony?
My testimony is I did not recall the exact details of what was included there.
That was not your testimony. Your testimony was that you were not aware of anything related to weapons packages, targets, and timing.
She sounds like Mark Furman.
You mean with the N-word? What are you talking about, Luenell?
No, but he's like, I don't recall. She's very hemmed up. When you get caught in a lie, you have to process what you're gonna say very carefully. And it's just, checkmate. I'm not really qualified to speak on the whole proceeding, but I can tell a liar when I see one. Oops.
And you think she's lying?
Well, if it smells like a rat and it crawls like a rat, it might be a rat.
That is contestant number 2, the DNI Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, so make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the thumbs up. As you know, it affects the algorithm and more people become aware of our conversation. They get to know about us and who we are. The subscription button is at the bottom of the screen, right next to the Don Lemon Show. And remember, subscriptions are free. The membership button is at the top of the chat. And you know, we love memberships around here, Luenell, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Luenell. Backing me up. Okay, let's see who contestant number 3 is for the Sour Lemon of the Week. And that is, this one's going to be tough. That is the Attorney General, none other than the Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Bondi says she's not going to investigate. She doesn't believe that Signalgate should be investigated. Here it is.
The Signals chat controversy that's going on. Is DOJ involved at this point? If so, why? If not, why not?
Well, first, it was sensitive information, not classified, and inadvertently released. And what we should be talking about is it was a very successful mission. Our world is now safer because of that mission. We're not going to comment any further on that. If you want to talk about classified information, talk about what was at Hillary Clinton's home that she was trying to bleach bit, talk about the classified documents in Joe Biden's garage that Hunter Biden had access to. This was not classified information, and we are very pleased with the results of that operation and that the entire world is safer because of it.
Okay, what does Joe Biden have to do with this?
I don't know, but I want to slap her. Woo. What a Stepford wife, honest to God.
Why do you want to slap her?
Because she just got on my nerves right quick, you know, and she real cocky, and I don't like that.
You just need someone you say, I just want to slap them.
And she just was like nails on a chalkboard for me, and a very condescending attitude. I don't like it.
And nails like yours, what are those? Stiletto, what are those?
These are Stiletto and Coffin, and don't worry about it. I'm sure your viewers could care less and wonder how I take care of myself. But there's method to this madness.
Are they real?
Well, I mean, there's real and there's real. You can see them, and so they're real. They're not AI. They're right here.
Okay. Contestant number, okay, that was the 3. So we have the 3 up. We have to vote on the 3. So is the poll up, producers? I cannot see. Let's see.
1 second.
The poll is up.
I'd love to see what the poll says.
Number 1, Pete Hegseth.
Trifling.
Number 2 was who? And number 3 was Pam Bondi.
Number 2 was
Pam Bondi. Number 3 was Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, I call her Tesla.
Hegseth. Why do you call her Tesla?
Because she looks like she's been down a hard road.
You're wrong for that. Luenell, you're trying to keep it clean. I can tell because usually.
Well, I don't want to alienate anybody. I don't want you to get any bad press because of me. Luenell, you know how I get down.
Go for it.
Child, I'm just going to leave them white women alone, honey. Go ahead on. But you want my vote. I don't like that little Stepford wife at the end. She got on my nerve. Ugh.
What about the one at the podium?
Well, they all got on my nerve. They look like terrible lays, I must say. Boring. Anal. Literally and figuratively.
Oh, okay. All righty. All right, let's see. Who am I going to vote for the Sour Lemon of the Week?
Okay, who are you voting for, baby?
I can't tell you. I don't want to influence the poll, but I don't want to influence the poll.
Okay. Do we find out what the people say at the end?
We're going to find out what the people say, but at the end, but we're not going to give it away just yet. So make sure you record that. We're recording it, and we're going to keep going with this poll up as we introduce the new people. We're going to allow people to vote. Okay, Luenell?
Okay.
Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up, hit the like. This is our Sour Lemon of the Week. Okay. Here is contestant number 4. That is the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz. Here's Waltz suggesting on a phone suggesting that his phone was hacked by Goldberg. I don't know how that helps him, but he's saying his phone was hacked by Goldberg. Here it is.
But how did a Trump-hating editor of The Atlantic end up on your Signal chat?
You know, Laura, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but of all the people out there, somehow this guy who has lied about the president, who has lied to Gold Star families, lied to their attorneys, and gone to Russia hoax, gone to just all kinds of links to lie and smear the president of the United States, and he's the one that somehow gets on somebody's contact and then gets sucked into this group.
Is someone in your intel? Is someone in your intel team trying to cause trouble here? Because that's the scuttlebutt out there.
Look,
that
we have people. We have people. No, look, this is a great group. The president has a great team. This is not first term.
No, your team. I'm not talking about the other principals.
No. These were principals and a couple of staff that were coordinating, as you saw, having a policy discussion as we went forward, and then just in the days before what was an incredible strike.
Oh my gosh! All right, so the more I listen to them, the more I understand that they are not qualified, and it just kind of pisses me off that someone would put people like this in a leadership position in our country.
Well, you know, you gotta to stop the snake. You gotta cut off the head. The president ain't qualified either. So what you talking about?
Well, at least he could have some qualified people around him, Luenell.
No, that's not what unqualified people do. They don't want to listen to a qualified person who might tell them that they were wrong. And he said to smear, how dare they besmirch and smear the reputation of the president. He sounds like somebody from Django.
Django Unchained?
Exactly.
Okay. That movie was about slavery.
Yeah, so is this.
Mike Walls saying that, here's Mike Walls, his Venmo is filled with journalists. So I don't know who he's paying or whatever. The figure who tagged a journalist into a Signal chat about the attack on Yemen also failed to set his Venmo to private, revealing his willingness to engage with reporters of all political stripes. So he is on there with reporters. I don't know what he's paying them for. Maybe he's paying them back for drinks. Who knows? But he forgot to set his Venmo chat, his Venmo app to private, and so
or did he forget?
Or did he?
Maybe one. I didn't say did he. I said or did he?
Did he or D-I-D-D-Y he?
Did D-I-D he H-E or did he forget? Or did he want us to know and don't care?
Yeah, and maybe he invited this reporter into the chat because he thought it would be good press and he was going to get on his good side. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in the week. Okay, so that's Mike Walls. Okay. He's a national security advisor. Coming up, this is going to be a tough one. I'm telling you, it's going to be tough. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. I don't know if you remember Kristi Noem. She's a South Dakota governor and South Dakota, North Dakota governor, former governor, who's a puppy killer. She killed the puppy, the dog.
Oh my God.
And this is her. She did a photo op at an immigrant detention facility in El Salvador. And here she is using people as human props.
Oh my gosh.
And visiting this facility. And first of all, I want to thank El Salvador and their president for their partnership with the United States of America to bring our terrorists here and to incarcerate them and have consequences for the violence that they have perpetuated in our communities. I also want everybody to know, if you come to our country illegally, this is one of the consequences you could face. First of all, do not come to our country illegally. You will be removed and you will be prosecuted. But know that this facility is one of the tools in our toolkit that we will use if you commit crimes against the American people.
Lord have mercy.
Did you see behind her?
I did. And then they don't have any clothing. Listen, that is horrible, horrid, and they're only hurting themselves. Because now you done locked up Consuelo and you don't know how to operate your dishwasher, your garage door opener. You don't know where your kids go to school at or nothing. Leave them people alone.
Wait, someone just said, did she really kill a dog? Yes, Rachel, she killed a dog. She said the dog wasn't trainable. The dog wouldn't hunt. And so she killed it. It was a young dog. I think it was a puppy.
That shows you the mentality of this witch. And she's standing there like that's all okay. That really hurts me, actually.
It does. It do, as they say.
It do.
It do. Okay, you ready for contestant number 6? We've gone through these pretty fast.
Oh my gosh, how many contestants do we have today, Don?
We have 6 contestants, and we've gone through them. This is our last and final contestant.
Okay, good. Then we can talk about me.
Yes, unless we have an honorable mention of someone in the chat, one of the Lemonheads, want to add to the board. We've done that before.
Okay.
They thought, hey, you guys didn't do your homework. I want to add this person to the Sour Lemon of the Week.
Okay.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio, former senator from Florida. This is a tough student. This is a university student who was detained by ICE. They ran up on her on the street, did not tell her why they were detaining her, and she thought she was being attacked. Here it is. And they took her away with no due process. They have not filed charges against her, and they are not saying they're not saying what she's accused of doing. They have done that to several students and several people. There's one man who was a makeup artist who's a gay man. They said that they believe that he was a member of a gang because of his tattoos. And I mean, if you see him, you'll say, okay, what kind of gang that is that? You can't judge a book by its cover, but I would doubt that young man is a member of a gang. So so we're nominating Marco Rubio because he is approving this stuff. And here is, as the Secretary of State, and here's Marco Rubio in his hypocritical speeches that he has given on freedom of speech. When it relates to a certain group of people, they have their freedom of speech, and kids should be given a lot of leeway. But then it comes to other people who are maybe supporting Palestine and who are upset about the war in Gaza. They don't have freedom of speech, and they're deporting them. They're just making them disappear on the street. Here's his hypocritical speech. Watch.
Every single person in this room and the overwhelming majority of people that you know are one word away. It doesn't matter if you're 13 years old when you said it. You're one word, you're one statement, you're one retweet, you're one like away from destroying your life. There are kids in America that have had their admissions to a college revoked. There are now certain things that you're not allowed to say on a college campus.
Mr. Secretary, a Turkish student in Boston was detained and handcuffed on the street by plainclothes agents. A year ago, she wrote an opinion piece about the Gaza war. Could you help us understand what the specific action she took led to her visa being revoked?
Yeah,
and what was your State Department's role in that process?
We revoked her visa. It's an F1 visa, I believe. We gave you a visa to come and study and get a degree, not to become a social activist.
Okay, so again, it is free speech for whoever we decide free speech is for. And if we don't like what you're saying, we're going to deport you if you're here on a visa, even if you are a permanent resident of the country. So our last 3 contestants are, do you want to give the last 3 producers, or should we give the first one, who the winner is, and let them vote?
Well, let me just say this about that clip real quick. That was terrifying to me. And, that woman don't know whether she, just because they say they're ICE and they have on black, she could be being sex trafficked. The manhandling of a woman on any given day is horrific. And this was just terrifying to watch and very scary. And, freedom of speech should be allowed to anybody that's not promoting hate and promoting violence and just has a statement. And that was just terrible to watch. That hurt me very badly.
It did. Talk to me.
Well,
I think what you're saying is very important, Luenell.
Okay, so this woman is a student, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so she came to get the education she's desired, could be a mother, is somebody's daughter, and all of a sudden you don't, no phone call, no nothing, and you're whisked away by these strangers. It's terrifying. And I don't think that's, that's not the way, it's just regular misogynistic treatment, and it's very terrible. That's not good. That's not good at all.
They did it to a guy as well. I don't know if we have the guy from this morning. It may be hard to get it.
Yeah, anybody, but as a woman, I'm
woman,
speaking for women. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Okay, so the last three contestants are National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, the puppy killer, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And those are our three last contestants. I'm going to vote myself.
You can only vote for one?
No, you mean in this last group? You can vote for one.
I think all of them.
Okay.
They're all winners.
We should probably add a category. Let's what do you guys think in the chat, Lemonheads? Should there be all? Who do you think?
All
of them.
Yes. For me. But that's a really sensitive issue right there. I don't like people being snatched up off the street. As a Black person from Oakland, California, I haven't been manhandled like that, but I know what it's like to be abducted. That's an abduction.
Yeah.
And that's not right. That's somebody's child.
In many cases, they're not telling people where they are. They don't know where they are.
Exactly. Now that's kidnapping. Hello? Legal kidnapping. And any kind of treatment could happen to the men or the women. And when you're in a place of authority and you got people at bay, they can do anything to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need some marijuana.
You smoke?
Yeah. It's legal.
I know you smoke. What, you needed to take the stress off?
This is giving me a headache, a little bit of a headache. And I have to go and make people happy. And I already have a little political stance that I speak about in the beginning of the show. And I've not had any cocktails for 4 weeks because I'm going on this thing. My daughter's doing it. And so I said I'd do it with her. But this makes me fall off the wagon.
No, we can't. We don't want you to do that. Okay, so who won the first round, producers, as they vote on the second round? Who won the first round?
It was Pete Hegseth.
Oh, do we know what the percentage is?
I have them. Yeah, Pete Hegseth was 63%. Pam Bondi was in second place with 25%, and Tulsi Gabbard got 13%.
Okay, so people are still voting on number 2. Do you think we have a clear winner yet?
Well,
it's tighter than round 1, but there's a clear leader right now, at least.
There's a clear leader. Who do you think the leader is, Luenell?
Well, like I said, that last segment just grabbed me by the throat, so I'm gonna have to say number 3.
Contestant number 3, you think Marco Rubio should be it? And do you remember contestant number 1 in the not contestant number 1, but round 1? Do you remember who it was? No. All right. So Pete Hegseth, who's the Secretary of Defense, won the first round. The second round is really close, and so I'm going to go ahead and give the second round because I think there is a winner. But if we keep it up much longer, folks may have to agree with Luenell here. I'm torn on these two. And look, I have the power as the host of the show to overrule.
Yes, you do.
So I may have to overrule this one.
Okay.
Because what
are the people saying, and what do you say, Don?
Will y'all be mad if listen? I'm going to ask you, Lemonheads in the chat. Will you guys be mad if I overrule and then I explain why I overrule?
They can't be mad. It's your show.
Producers, is that okay? I don't want to mess because this is their channel. I mean,
it is. We are a democracy here, but
it's pretty close. Okay, let me explain to you guys. So when you're in the chat, okay. I agree that contestant number 2, Kristi Noem is egregious, okay? But the whole reason that Kristi Noem can go there is because Marco Rubio is standing behind this and allowing it to happen, allowing these people to be snatched up off the street and are able to be sent to El Salvador. I think that Kristi Noem is an opportunist and a puppet, and she's going there because they're like, Kristi, I need you to go there and, you know, show them the bad guys or whatever. But if it wasn't for Marco Rubio and Donald Trump and then Marco Rubio, Kristi Noem wouldn't be able, she wouldn't have any people to stand in front of. You understand what I'm saying, Luenell?
Or bend over in front of. And I said what I said.
Okay, still hasn't changed. People are still voting, so I'm going to go ahead and call the winner. We are a democracy. I can't overrule. I'm going to say honorable mention goes to Marco Rubio.
For sure.
Okay. So here we go. So it's Kristi Noem won. 41% for Kristi Noem. Am I right? 26% for. Is it still up there? You have
just
it?
pulled it.
Okay. What is it? What was it?
It is Kristi Noem winning with 41%, Marco Rubio in second with 33%, and Mike Waltz in third with 25%.
So it was close. It was between Rubio and her. Okay. So now here we go with our two contestants. Pete Hegseth, Scandal, Signalgate, and Kristi Noem, puppy killer, using people as human props. And
it's a runoff.
No, we put the two together, and then one of them has to win. Last week, it literally was we needed the vice president to come in to break up the tie. Do you guys remember who it was last week? I can't remember. Anyway.
Oh, the winner was Steve Bannon, but it was really close between him and Homan.
Oh, got it.
Now, Don, do you want me to put Marco Rubio in 2 as your honorable mention, or are we just doing Hegseth and Noem?
No, he's an honorable mention not in the voting. I'm just going to say he wins honorable mention because of this.
Got it. All right, I'm going to start the final poll then.
Okay.
Okay, Chloe, I'm with you.
What is that?
Chloe says you kill a dog, you go to hell. That I agree with that, but it's even to have to stand there with your smug ass in front of the people that's locked up behind you, shirtless and cold and hungry and all that. That's just crass. And I want to use another word that rhymes with bunt.
And that is?
I'm not going to say it.
Oh, what? I didn't get it because I was actually reading.
I was going to say dog.
No, don't say it.
I didn't say it.
You can't say it.
I'm not going to say it. You can't make me.
No. I'm not going to. No.
But it rhymes with bunt. That's all I got to say.
I like bunt cakes. Okay. Ooh, this is a tough one. But yeah, I'm going to have to. I think this one's going to be tough, guys. No? Well, maybe not.
I don't think so.
You don't think? Who do you think it is?
The bunt cake. Now.
You're out of your mind. Okay.
Oh, I swear. That's just inhuman. I don't like it.
Yeah. It is frightening to watch that and to hear that young lady. Can you imagine how frightened she was?
What about the people that might have been watching the news and see their people locked up behind her? Oh, my God. Stop it.
By the way, I love this chair. I am going to have to get a chair like this for my home studio. This is great.
Don't be an elitist, Don. We're not talking about chairs right now.
I'm waiting for the votes to come through, Luenell.
Okay, but then we can talk about me.
Yeah, that's what where do you think I'm going? So, Luenell, tell me what you're doing.
Well, I'm on tour. Okay, so like I said, I'm in Baltimore. I'm excited for season 4 of Hacks to be starting on HBO Max. I'm very excited for that show. I'm on season 4, awaiting Tracy Morgan's new show, which is the sequel to The Neighborhood. It's called Crutch, and I'm in that. And I also am going to be performing at the Apollo Theater in New York on May 16th.
Oh, I want to come to that.
I want you to come to that.
Okay.
And also for the kiddies out there, you might hear my deliciously gruff voice as Millie in the animated film Dog Man.
Oh, really? You're out here working. You're hustling in these streets.
Yes, I'm tired. I'm about to fall off the couch right now.
Look, I can understand. I'm in New Orleans right now, and I'm exhausted.
Oh, yeah. And New Orleans is pretty exhausting.
No, it's not that bad. I just have been traveling so much, and I've been working so much and staying up late and whatever. But, you know.
Well, I'm sure you are staying up late in New Orleans.
No, not here. Okay, let's see. All right, and so where can we find you? You have a website, you've got social media, you got what?
Of course. I just got rid of my OnlyFans. Kidding. But my my Instagram, if you care to follow me or comment or whatever, is at Luenell, at LUENELL.
Okay.
And my website is heyluenell.com. If I have to spell hey for you, clock out the chat right now. And then you also can catch me at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Las Vegas every Sunday and Monday night at 10 p.m.
And your show is totally rated G.
G for goddamn.
Okay, guys, I think we're ready.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So here is the winner of the third round. All right, because we put the two together. You guys ready?
They're both disgusting.
Who do you think it is?
That's that butt cake Kristi.
No, the winner is Pete Hegseth, 68%. Kristi Noem gets 32%.
Okay, well, fine. They're both horrible, so it doesn't matter.
An honorable mention goes to the honorable or unhonorable Marco Rubio, who talks out of both sides of his mouth. So I wish I had some applause for Luenell. So go see Luenell. If you're in Baltimore tonight, go see Luenell. Check her out.
Or tomorrow night. I got two shows tomorrow night as well. Or come see me in Las Vegas at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club.
I tried to go to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, and I just couldn't make it fit into my
Well, I just signed for 2 more years, so you got plenty of time.
Someone just put this in the chat, and I think it's hilarious. I wish I could. It's not allowing me.
Thank you, Gia.
To do it. Someone called Pete Hegseth Pete Kegseth.
Pete Hedgehog.
Luenell, thank you.
Thank you, Don. And thank you, Lemonheads, for allowing me to invade your space. Now I'm going to go and do my herbal treatment, calm my nerves, and go do these 2 shows.
Are you really going to do some herbal treatment?
Are you deaf? Yes.
All right, Luenell.
Thank you.
Thank you. Click out of here. Best of luck tonight.
I don't want to click out. Okay, I will.
All
okay,
right.
Let me see. That's the red button. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Okay, that was Luenell. And so Pete Hegseth is the sour lemon of the week. I don't think that is 100% wrong because, as I said, Pete Hegseth is Pete Hegseth. Not as I said, because Pete Hegseth started this whole signal gate, not the whole deporting and just running up on people on the streets. By the way, guys, I just sent you something. I don't know if you can put it in the chat. I would do it myself, but for some reason, my thing is not allowing me to do it. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with my platform that gets us here on the stream. But I sent you some things. Is there any way to get them up? Because I want people to see what I'm seeing out here on the streets.
Yep, stand by. Just give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, so listen, as we're trying to get this up, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe. Again, it affects the algorithm. More people become aware of our conversation and our channel and our chat and our show. And we want people to come in. I've had some great conversations with people. I've been meeting lots of people. I like being out on the road. I just wish that I could get more sleep when I'm out on the road. So become part of the Lemonation. And the reason I say that, a lot of folks, more people than we realize, are part of the Lemonation because they come up to me, they tell me, they're even making signs, which lets me know that we need to get some merch and we need to do it as soon as possible. because the streets want what they want. The lemon heads want what they want. And I don't know, did we get any of the stuff? Did it go through yet? Oh, look, check this out. I met her today. I forget her name is Danielle. I forget what it is. I don't know if she's in the chat. If you're in the chat, identify yourself. So I did a book talk this afternoon in New Orleans at the New Orleans Book Festival and at Tulane. And I'm in the crowd, I'm looking out in the crowd, standing on the stage, and there she is with a lemon head poster. And then I think we have another picture, right? I think it's probably the same picture. And then we have some video of her, if we can show it.
So, look who I saw today. Tell me your name.
Terry Jackson.
And where are you from?
Originally Chicago, but I'm in New Orleans, uptown.
And you are what?
Lemonhead.
A lemonhead.
I am a proud lemonhead. Thanks to my sister, Catherine Red Sky.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you.
There were a bunch of them there today. So anyway, the mighty elimination is growing. And by the way, everyone, I want everyone in the chat to go over to Substack and then join my Substack page as well. Become a subscriber on Substack. I should put the Substack. Let's see if I can find the link to Substack and put it in the chat. I'll do it later. But if you
can do it now, Don.
You can do it. You have it. Become a member of Substack. Just go over and hit the link, the subscribe link, and get our material there, because it'll be easier for me to go live during the day on Substack because I can just click one button on my phone and I get to go live. We're still going to do, obviously, our show here on YouTube, and for the folks who watch on TikTok and on Instagram and also on Facebook. A lot of you say that you do that as well. And I asked the people, someone said, I watch your show on TikTok. And I said, well, why don't you come over to Instagram? She goes, no, I like watching it on TikTok because we're having a conversation over there and we are looking at you, but we're having a conversation in the chat and we just kind of like it. We have our own little community over there. So TikTok, amen. Thank you. I just followed Luenell. Luenell is the best. Okay. So do we put it in there? There it is. So go subscribe at Substack at just go to donlemon.com, and it'll take you to the Substack. You can subscribe, and I would love it. All right, Lemonheads, that is your mission, and make sure everybody goes over there, okay? I saw you on Substack. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. I've had a long week, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'll see you. Maybe I'll do some stuff over the weekend. I'll let you know, and then, but definitely 10 a.m. on Monday, okay? I'm exhausted. I love you guys so much. Please go join me on Substack, and make sure you subscribe and like here, become a member as well. So as I say on every single live at the end, what do I say? What do I say? YouTube is better, says Miss Cat. Yeah, but we're going to be doing different things on Substack. So don't worry about it. I heart Substack. I watch Acosta. Yes. And so you can watch me and Acosta. So what do I say at the end of every stream? I don't think you guys know. You guys don't know. All right, guys. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend and turn the TV off.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.